Morning, this is Dr. Al-Duri. Today our discussion will be about drug addiction. The word addiction, defined as a chronic relapsing disorder characterized by compulsive drug seeking and use despite adverse consequences. It is considered as a brain disorder because it involves the functional changes in the brain circuit involved in reward, stress, and self-control. Those changes may last for a long time after the person has stopped using the drug. Why do people Good morning. This is Dr. Al-Duri. Today, the presentation will be about drug addiction. Addiction is defined as a chronic relapsing disorder characterized by compulsive drug seeking and use despite adverse consequences. It is considered as a brain disorder because it involves functional changes in the brain circuit and involve reward, stress, and self-control. Those changes may last for a long time after the person has stopped taking the drugs. Why do people take drugs? There are many reasons why the people take drugs. First of all, it makes them feel good, feel better, feel more confident, and curiosity about the effect of the drugs and social pressure. Consequences, the first one is there a positive effect and feeling better. The second, that is the most important and most dangerous, is that they believe that they can control these. The third one, quickly it takes over the person's life, for they have a hard time controlling their need to take drugs, even though it causes many problems for themselves and their loved one. Consequences, the initial decision to take drugs is typically voluntary, but with continued use, the person's ability to exert self-control becomes seriously impaired. This impairment in self-control is the hallmark of addiction. Brain imaging study of people with addiction shows physical changes in areas of the brain that are critical to judgment, decision-making, learning, and memory with behavioral control. These changes help explain the compulsive nature of the disease. Reasons for addiction are variable. As with other diseases, the disorder and other disorders, the likelihood of developing an addiction differs from one person to the next, and no single factor determines whether the person will become addicted to drugs or not. In general, the more risk factors a person has, the greater the chance of taking drugs will lead to drug addiction. Protective factors, on the other hand, reduces the person's risk. Risk and protective factor may be either environmental or biological. This is a map-like thing that shows relation between biology genes and the environment that affect drug use and brain mechanism leading to addiction. There are biological factors What biological factor increases the risk of addiction? It can affect the biological factor that can affect the risk of addiction include their genes, stages of development, gender, ethnicity. The scientists estimated that genes, including the effect of the environment factor, have on person expression of genes called epigenetic, account for about 40 to 60% of person risk addiction. Also, teens and people with mental disorder are at greater risk of drug use and addiction than others. Environmental factor increases the risk of addiction, and they are related to the family, school, neighborhood. Factors that increase person risk include home, family, and home environment, especially during childhood. It is a very important factor. Parent or older family members who use drug, misuse alcohol, or who break the law can increase the children's risk of drug development. Peers in school, friends, and other peers can have increasingly strong influence during the teen years. Teens whose drug use can sway even those without risk of factors to try drugs for the first time. Struggling in school, having poor social skills can put the child at risk of using drugs and become addicted. Early use, although taking a drug at any age can lead to addiction, research shows that the earlier people start using these drugs, the more likelihood that they have a serious problem. This may be due to the harmful effect of a drug that can affect the development of the brain, a mix of early social and biological factors, including lack of stable home environment, exposure to physical or sexual abuse, genes, and mental illnesses. How the drugs are taken. Smoking a drug or injecting it into the vein has its increased addictive potential. Both smoked and injected drugs enter the brain within seconds, producing a rush of pleasure. Adolescence is the critical period for addiction. Early use of drug increases person's chance of becoming addicted. Risk of drug use increases greatly during times of transition, as changes in circumstances for teens, changes in school, higher level of education, family problem. Also, while many social cultural factors affect drug use, use trend when people perceive drug use are harmful, they often reduce their level of use. Research-based prevention. Universal program addresses risk and protective factor common to all children in a given setting, such as school or community. Selective programs are for group of children, teens, who have a specific factor that put them at risk of drug use. Indicated programs are designed for youth who have already used drugs. There are 3 types of program. The universal program addresses risk and protective factor common to all children in a given setting, like school or community. Second, selective program, which is for a group of kids and teens who have a specific factor that put them at increased risk of drug use. The third one is indicated program that are designed for youth who have already started using drug. End of dictation. This will summarize some information about drug use and addiction. In another presentation, we will discuss physiology of addiction and how to put the patient back in the right track. End of dictation. Thank you very much for watching.